गुरुर् ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरा गुरु साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः. ओम श्री गंगाई नाथाय नमः. जय श्री गुरुदेव, जय श्री दादा गुरुदेव. Okay, let's start today's session about Guru Siyag Siddha Yoga. I welcome everyone whoever watching this session. As all of you know about Guru Siyag Siddha Yoga, Gurudev Shri Ramlal ji Siyag initiate his disciple with mantra diksha, Sanjeevani mantra we call it. Anyone, doesn't matter wherever he lives in the world, or no matter from which religion or caste he comes from, he can be initiated, he can take diksha or initiation from Gurudev Ramlal ji Siyag through internet. You can search Gurudev Ramlal ji Siyag video, and any video you will find English subtitles also. So if you understand English, it is good for you. You can watch the session while reading the subtitles, so you understand what Gurudev is saying. Gurudev says the master, the guru, has the power in his voice. So it does not matter whether you understand his native language or not. You must hear that voice, and subtitles will make you understand what he is talking about. When Gurudev initiates his disciple with the mantra diksha, it is the same thing. Gurudev says, Guru who gives the initiation to his disciples with the mantra, he has already achieved the success with the chanting of this mantra. He has made it powerful already, empowered it. He himself being recite or being a mantra himself. So when you listen the mantra, Sanjeevani mantra, and you continuously keep chanting of this mantra, mentally repetition, you are chanting Gurudev. Gurudev himself is in his voice as a mantra. So there is no difference between Guru and his mantra. Sometimes people have this understanding that I must follow a Guru who is in his body. So this is why this is most important to know. Guru, the true Guru, is in his voice. His voice, his mantra, the initiation mantra, he is being in the mantra. So he never dies. Gurudev says this. The Guru never dies. Guru is not a body. He is an element. So the mantra you listen on the internet, and consider that Gurudev himself is into the mantra. When you recite that mantra continuously, your transformation is changing into the word you are chanting. So you transform into the divine form, because Guru is divine. So this is the way our transformation is happen through chanting of the mantra. When we do it repetitively, mental chanting without moving lips and tongue. And once you take diksha, initiation from Gurudev, you need to download a picture of Gurudev from the internet. Take a printout, keep it in front of you while doing meditation. Gurudev said, because I have attained two empowerments, means siddhis, one is Gayatri Siddhi, one is Krishna Siddhi. So I am a complete in my own way, means Krishna was a complete avatar, and Gurudev, when he achieved the success in two siddhis, or empowered in two siddhis, Gayatri and Krishna, he himself become complete as a Krishna. So Gurudev and Krishna, there is no difference, because the both avatars are Purna avatar, the complete evolution of the human being. So when you recite the mantra given by the Gurudev, you transform into the complete human being. That is the complete process of the human being. The Guru who has already completed the path of transformation can transform you into himself. So Gurudev says, if I am complete, I can help you to be complete. So your transformation will be in the completeness. Every completeness belongs to Krishna, is himself is a Krishna. So Gurudev Ramlal ji Siyag, being a complete evolution man, is himself is a Krishna. So there is no difference. between Krishna and Gurudev. And Guru with the body, and if you think Guru is only the body and I must follow the Guru who has a body who can guide me externally what to do in my life, then you are mistaking the Guru element. Guru is not a body, because one day the body will go away, but the Guru element will not go away. Guru has more clear uh, relationship with you when he sits in your heart. Guru element has more better communication when he instructs you, when he guides you from within. That is the transformation actually we look for. If somebody is instructing us from the outside to do things, that means they are just controlling our body, our mind only. But Guru liberates you from the mind and the body. He sets you free. He makes you realize that who you are. So, if being a person, being an individual person, I will try to know the God. It is impossible for a person to know the God. How do we know the God? We can only be transformed into the God. Once we transform into the God, we need not to know the God, we ourselves become a God. So the process of Siddha Yoga, the empowered yoga, Gurudev initiate you with the Siddha Yoga, is not the process to know the God. It is the process to be the God, because knowing the God is impossible. So if this happens, if the transformation happens, it must be the internal process, and the Guru must sit inside you through his mantra diksha or through his voice, who should make a transformation from the within. That is what Siddha Yoga is. That is how Siddha Yoga works. So once you initiated into the Siddha Yoga, you need to chant the mantra most of the time, and any time you can chant this mantra. Even you are into the washroom or a toilet, you can chant this mantra. Why you can chant this mantra all the time? Because there is a term which is called ajapa jap, which keeps on continue 24 hours chanting internally. Okay, so you need not to chant the mantra, but it is on self mode, it is on the auto mode. So when next stage is the auto mode, why to restrict a sadhak, a practitioner, before that process? Because if we ask him, okay, get up in the morning, take bath, take a rosary, and start chanting 108 times or 1000 times, that does not make sense. In Siddha Yoga, what happens? You chant any time, because next stage is Ajapa Jap. Even when you sleep, the Ajapa Jap is continue till your life. It will remain continue 24 hours, 24 into 7. So when you reach to the stage of Ajapa Jap, you still need to chant the mantra. How do you realize this is Ajapa Jap? Because when you suddenly wake up during night for the water or the washroom, you suddenly realize that I am chanting the mantra. You do not recall it to chant the mantra, but you are chanting, and you realize that the mantra is being chanted already. So that is the Ajapa Jap. And when you do meditation and with the thoughts you wander here and there, when you come back to your realization that you are meditating, you then realize that you are chanting the mantra. So Ajapa Jap stops wandering the mind. So that is also, you identify that I am into the Ajapa Jap state. So after Ajapa Jap, during the Ajapa Jap, you still need to chant the mantra. Next stage in the meditation is hearing the sound, that is called the internal sound. People mistaken it with tinnitus, that sound is coming from my ear, that I am having a tinnitus. No, it depends on if you know what is nad is, what is internal sound is, then it appears when you become introvert. Then there is long process, there is long detail actually to understand what is nad and tinnitus. I have made 5 videos on internal sound, defining what is internal sound, what is the difference between internal sound and the tinnitus, how do you follow your internal sound, what are the benefits of internal sound. So 5 videos you will find. The channel name is Spiritual Knowledge Institute. It is another channel where I upload some videos also. This video is also uploaded on Spiritual Knowledge Institute, but live it happens on a different channel, Our Journey with Shree Gurudev. This is another channel where it happens live, but uploaded videos are on the Spiritual Knowledge Institute. Both the channels have uploaded videos. So if you are looking, if you have any kind of problem about tinnitus and you come to know in this video, then check those 5 videos. You will find it in the English playlist, I guess, in Spiritual Knowledge Institute. English videos about Siddha Yoga. You will find those 5 videos, small videos, 10 minutes each. You will have complete knowledge about this. Then rest is a process. The first video I made about Guru Siyag Siddha Yoga in detail, 44 minutes video. I have given the much detail into the transformation and the early signs of transformation into that video. You can watch that video also. Today we are reading the second book of Gurudev, which is being Prophecies from the Holy Bible. First book, Prophecies from the Holy Bible. First book we have already read, Religious Revolution in the World, and in that particular 11 sessions we have done, and we have given detailed about what is Guru Siyag Siddha Yoga, how to get initiate, and what are the benefits of Siddha Yoga, the prophecies made by different scholars, and the prophecies by Holy Bible. All things basic we have covered into 11 sessions, half an hour each session. If you need to know more detail about Guru Siyag Siddha Yoga, you can follow the playlist of Religious Revolution in the World on this channel and the other channel, English videos, Religious Revolution video. Alright, so now we are reading the second book, Prophecies from the Holy Bible. We are reading the chapter number 11. Why is mankind of the present age averse to moksha? And we have discussed in the last chapter that educational gap and the explanation, the early life of this yoga people has been changed. That basic education which we get is not about ourselves but about the materialistic world. So people are into the more they have more distance with the religion today because of physical science, the materialistic science we call it physical science, and the spiritual science difference. Spiritual science does not, the people, those who are into the preachers or the spiritual masters, they could not give the method of the realization of the God to the world. So they manipulated the things and told the physical scientists that they are being they do not believe in God, so they are not right about the spirituality, and the people, those follow physical science, they see the results and they want to realize the God. If God is there, then there must be some way to realize the God. So they are not atheist actually, but they have been named atheist by the spiritual master because they are not able to give their answers of realization. Maharishi Shri Aurobindo, in this very chapter which we are reading, in the end of this chapter we will come across Maharishi Aurobindo, where he mentioned about these things. If there is a God, there must be a way to realize God, and I have decided to follow that path, no matter how hard it is to walk on that path, but I will walk on the path and I'll find him. And he did that. So in this chapter it will come. So let's start our reading. I'll recap the last paragraph and then we'll move it. You can follow the last session for the entire chapter. Vedas are like a kalpatru, an all desire granting tree. As its branches are the places of shelter for the birds, to exactly do the twice born Brahmins study of the branches and sub-branches of the Vedas. Yoga is an internal fruit of Vedas in the form of the tree. Use it as it destroy all the three kinds of afflictions, bodily, material and divine. This is particular paragraph which tells us twice born, means when you initiate by a capable guru, then you have a new birth. Your soul awakens up from the heart and your spiritual journey starts. Your body, your mind, your intellect cannot follow the spirituality. You can understand or read about or preach or you discuss or you argue about spirituality, but the one who is initiated with the help of the guru, with the initiation through Holy Ghost, as said in the Holy Bible, only then a man is reborn as a spirit, and the path of the spirituality is been traveled or achieved by or walked upon by only by the soul. Body, mind and intellect cannot walk on the path of spirituality. It is the path of soul. So soul must be awakened, and that is the work only done by Guru, capable Guru. Only Guru can awaken your soul. And once it is done, you are called Dvij, the second birth. Okay? The second born or the twice born, which has been also uh, been mentioned in the Holy Bible, where they said it will come in this chapter in the end. He that overcometh shall not be hurt of the second death. This is related to that. When we'll reach there, we'll talk about it. The secret of the human life lies hidden not in his birth. And one more thing, when this happens, the Dvij, the second born, only then you understand the exact meaning of any spiritual scripture. Otherwise, you cannot understand the scriptures. This is what same thing is been given in the first paragraph. This is Vedas are like kalptru. It is a tree, an all desiring, granting tree. As its branches are the places of the shelter for the words, so exactly do the twice born Brahmins study the branches and sub branches of the Vedas. Only the Brahmin who is the twice born, whose soul is awakened, can read and study the Vedas and understand the real fruit of this Vedas, which is being called a kalptru, the desire granting tree, Vedas. So fruit is means their knowledge. So only the twice born can acquire the knowledge, acquire the fruit from this tree of Vedas, and can progress on the path of spirituality. So it is must for a person to be reborn in the same body, means soul is awakened. One of the disciple of Holy Jesus asked him that question, what do you mean by reborn? We cannot go back into the womb of our mother and we cannot be born again with the body. Then Jesus said, the knowledge I want to give, you will not be able to understand it at this point of time, but I'll send the comforter who will initiate you through the Holy Ghost, and you will know the meaning and everything. So that question arose when one of his disciples asked, what is being reborn? So this is what reborn is. The secret of human life lies hidden not in his birth but in his death. This is again a very great line written by Gurudev. We are afraid of death in all matters. And when we walk on the path of spirituality, until and unless your soul awakening and realization of the soul reaches at a point when you are not afraid of your bodily death. It is not about standing on a roof and jumping out because I am not afraid, or setting yourself into the difficult positions to hurt your body or anything. It is not like that. It is about being, the fear of the death is not there. The mind is not operating anymore. The fear is with the mind. So the person who walk on the spirituality, he is not afraid of his death. Once this condition is reached in the path of in the yoga path, when a yogi is liberated from the fear of death, only then he realizes and foresee his real death, how he will die, what will be the circumstances, what will be the age and everything. He foresee, because at this time he is free from the fear of the death. He has realized his soul. He knows he cannot die. What he sees, what he foresee is when he will leave his body. This is what liberates him from the circle of life and birth. So realization comes as body, that I am not a body, I am a soul. So says, the secret of the human life lies hidden not in his birth but in his death. As long as a man continues remaining frightened of death, he cannot understand the secret of moksha. Maya has made the form of the knowledge of the liberation granting death so dreadful and deformed that mention of its death's word very makes the man to tremble with fear. Imagine of the manipulation of Maya, illusion. Maya means illusion. Of this yuga, the Kali Yuga is the yuga of illusion and the lie. Imagine of the manipulation of the Maya that holds the Jivatma in a Jiva Bhava, means that the soul is attached to his being self, means his body being self. Jiva Bhava, that I am a body. The illusion has so much has a control over it, has captured him so badly into the feeling that I'm being a body. So Jeev Bhava, Jeev Bhav, I'm being a man, so firmly that it does not at all allow it to realize the Atam Bhava. So it is so delusioned with the attachment of the body that he never realized that he is not the Jivatma, it's the Atma. He's a pure soul, he's a pure form. Atam Bhav. Bhav means the feeling, the realization. Directly, Atam Bhav directly. Unless and until the secret of the death is understood, moksha will remain an imaginary thought only. So, until and unless we realize the death before the physical death, we realize what is death is, and we cannot imagine the moksha. After the death, there is no liberation. Before the death, there is liberation from the physical, from the death of the physical body. So when you realize that you are not a body, you are soul, you are just coming into the body to just pay your karmic deeds and karmic circle and everything. You realize it, you detach yourself from the karmic bondages, you are released as a soul. So now you know that you are being freed. So before death, the yogi is free from the bondage of life and death. You know where you are going. If a normal person dies, he dies and he doesn't know where he will take birth, where he'll go, the soul, where the soul will go, and what will happen to him. But the yogi knows, after dropping this body, after leaving this body, I am going to be unite with the super consciousness. I will be as a super consciousness. I will be everywhere. So he knows the beyond truth, beyond the body, existence beyond the body existence. So we normal people, we think we exist in a body. Beyond body, who will see us? How do we communicate? Like the God communicate with us. How does he do the communication with you? He is a super conscious. The yogi is now transcend into the super conscious to have yoga with the super conscious. So being like a God is everywhere. He is now everywhere, not confined to the body. This is what the moksha. This is what the reality he knows. He realizes that after the body, I am going to be everywhere, in every body, in everything, in every matter, and in every energy. Then the prime requisite for moksha, therefore, is that the secret of the death be known completely and understood and assimilated thoroughly. Patanjali's yoga system declares that a yogi can gain full knowledge about his death. And there is a sutra. He says, Sop kramam nirup kramam cha karam tat sanyam ad prant gyan marishte bhayo va. Meaning, karmas of the previous life that are responsible for the prescribing the lifespan or the life table are of two types, sop karmam and nirup karmam, two types of karma. The former are moving at a very high speed of finished life, and most of their results have already been completed, leaving aside a few to finish their job. The latter are the slow moving type, which have not started experiencing life as yet. A yogi, by exercising self restraint over both of them, undoubtedly gain knowledge about the remaining period of his life, and so also becomes knowledgeable about the time and place of his death. Opposite signs, example, a benevolent becoming a miser, are also indicative of death. The yogi thus see his own death and consequently becomes liberated in his lifetime itself. In this context, Sant Kabir has said, what he said? He said, Sadho bhai jivit hi karo asha. I am reading it in Hindi because I also enjoy while reading. I can go direct to the meaning in English, but read these things in English, Hindi also help me to ascend. साधो भाई जीवित ही करो आशा, जीवित समझे समुझे जीवित बूझे, जीवित मुक्ति निवासा, जियत कर्म की फांस न काटी, मुए मुक्ति की आशा। तन छूटे जीव मिलन कहत है, सो सब झूठी आशा। अबहू मिला सो तबहू मिलेगा, नहीं तो जमपुर वासा। दूर दूर ढूंढे मन लोभी, मिटे न गर्भ तरासा। साध संत की करे न बंदगी, कटे कर्म की फांसा। सत गहे सतगुरु को चीन्हे, सतनाम विश्वासा। कहे कबीर साधन हितकारी, हम साधन के दासा। हम साधन के दासा। तो दिस इज इन द बेल वेस्डियर प्रेस में छपी शब्दावली. Okay, now the meaning of this beautiful context. Literal meaning is literal meaning, then spiritual meaning. First literal meaning: O good man, keep hoping while living being you are. Keenness of understanding, of existence, of liberation in life when alive is there. Hoping for mukti, salvation, after death, when news of karma in life has not been cut off earlier. Totally false is the hope that after death self will in the Supreme Being merge. One will only enjoy fruits thereof, whatever has he attained here, otherwise into hell will he be thrown. Greedy mind searches for him in place far off and distant. Over is not the search in the body for him. By worshipping saints and seers will be cut off the karma's knot. Keeps company of saints and marks out his Sadguru, has faith in the name of the Lord. Says Kabira, saints are benefactor and he therefore is their slave. What is the spiritual meaning of it? The sadhak by his constant and devoted sadhana can become liberated of life in the lifetime itself. About death, Sant Kabir has said about the death. This is about the life, that only during the lifetime you achieve the salvation. That is the entire meaning of spiritual meaning. Now what he says about the death, he says, ऊंचा तरवर गगन फल, बिरला पंछी खाए। इस फल को तो सो चखे, जो जीवित ही मरी जाए। मरते मरते जग मुआ, ओसर मुआ न कोय। दास कबीरा यो मुआ, बहुरी न मरना होए। जीवन से मरना भला, जो मरी जाने कोय। मरने पहली जो मरे, ता अजर अरु अमर होए। जब मरने से जग डरे, मेरे मन आनंद। कब करी हो कब पाई हो, पूर्ण परमानंद. And the literal meaning of this is, higher is the tree fruit in the sky, rare bird does it bite. Whosoever taste this fruit get arranged his last rite. The whole world has been dying and dying, but none knows how to do it. Kabir died in such a way that he does not have to die again. Death is better than life if one know how to die. He who dies before death conquers age and death. Death of which the world, if afraid of, fills my mind with joy. When shall death come, and when shall I enjoy ultimate pleasure of his presence? What he means to say is that what he wants to say that the one who ascends with his consciousness to the higher self, this is the higher consciousness, the someone who ascends to the higher consciousness and get yoga with the higher consciousness, he knows what body is, what death is. Otherwise the people are dying into the lower consciousness, they do not see the death, they just fall fall asleep, you can say, before the death is coming. So the one who receives the highest consciousness, he is never fall asleep, he is never unconscious, he is into super conscious. So he actually sees his death, he actually liberates from his body, and he knows how to leave this body. So the final death of the yogi is actually, there is only one witness, only one life can witness death. Otherwise all the lives we have taken, we never witness death. We fall unconscious without death, and death happened. But the yogi who is awakened fully, has reached the higher consciousness, he dies actually, he sees his body and soul is separating. The only one lifetime we witness the death, and death is the last death. That is being the yogi we see the death. Otherwise, we have never witnessed it. This is such a reality. Spiritual meaning is after acquiring full knowledge about the secret of death, the man welcomes and embraces it when it time comes. Such a person is fully conscious of this being his last life, and such he eagerly waits for its coming because it alone will provide him with an opportunity to become one with the God. We have similar idea expressed in the Holy Bible also. He that overcometh shall not be hurt of the second death, which is we talked about the Guru awakens you the consciousness, and once he is fully awakened, the second death means the first death being a body. I am not a body. Death happened. I am a soul. So you are not related to the body. This is the first death. That is the super consciousness attachment. I am the consciousness, I am the body. So you have detached yourself from the body. But when the second death happens, means when you actually leave this body, because you have realized, so you are not hurt with the death. That is what he is saying. The second death will not hurt. This is Holy Bible says. Same thing. I consider that every man is entitled to receive this knowledge of moksha. The tamasic vrittis, the darkness, however, have fragmented this complete knowledge into several smaller units of groups of people who, out of their own ignorance, are keeping it merely locked up. Besides, these groups are gorging amongst themselves and have thus created a darkness filled gulf between themselves. Moreover, these vrittis, tendencies, do not want the darkness should disappear and there be light and illumination again. Do the devas of night ever want that the sun should rise? But even then it follows its daily routine. Present situation is the result of the influence of the wheel of the time. I have set out to distribute the Guru Prasad of grace and knowledge of my revered and gracious Guru, and any attempt in any way to stop me in my endeavor, or even to think so, would be an act of intransigence only. And one major line is not there, which is in the Hindi. There is a line which is not been written there. What is I just told about in the start, that Maharishi Aurobindo decided that if there is a God, there is existence of God, and there must be the way to realize Him, and I have decided myself to find that way to realize Him. And he found that way, not only the found that God exists and the way, he asked him to descend down to the level of the normal consciousness, because he realized that we being a normal person, those being a normal person will never reach you at this darkness. So you have to come down to help us to ascend to the point where we can understand you. So the darkness, the difference between the realization of the God mind and between the current mind is the difference. So God do become a bridge as a over mind and help those to the below consciousness to realize you through the medium of the over mind to the reach to the supermind, so that they realizes who you are and how they can achieve you. So Maharishi Aurobindo has done a great work for the humanity with the inspiration of Krishna himself, when Krishna came and told him that work for the liberation of the man, and your country liberation is on me, I'll liberate you. And Krishna, when liberating the country, our Bharat, India, he asked Aurobindo, when do you want to be your country to be liberated on? He said, I do not have. No, he asked him, what do you want on? You did so much for the humanity, I want to give you a boon. What you want? He said, I want nothing. Then Krishna said, okay, I am giving you the gift of independence of India on your birth date. So the India became independent on 15th August. 15th August is the birth anniversary of Shree Aurobindo. So, and it is not a coincidence, it is a boon. It is Krishna's praise or grace to Rishi Aurobindo for his work for the humanity. Okay, This chapter is complete. Tomorrow we'll start the new chapter, chapter 12, the revolution of Saint John. This must be a great chapter. So we'll read tomorrow, but now we will listen to the Sanjeevani mantra of Gurudev in his voice, divine voice, which is transforming a simple human being into the divine human being. So this mantra is most important mantra. Those who hear this mantra must keep chanting this mantra, must chant this mantra regularly. This will bring transformation in you. Okay, now we will listen to the mantra.
What does yoga mean? Yoga means a union of the soul with God or the universal consciousness force. What are the benefits of Siddha Yoga? Siddha Yoga heals, cures or frees the body from any physical illness, adds various forms of cancers, diabetes, arthritis, asthma and even genetic disease like hemophilia. In the case of disease such as AIDS which attacks the entire body, the patient may experience internal kriyas like sensation or heat, electricity or tingling. According to Siddha Yoga philosophy, the divine power awakened by the enlightened Guru gets transmitted through his blissful voice to the listeners, irrespective of language spoken by the Guru. This divine power transmissions occurs smoothly and remain unaffected by the language being used. The regular practice of Siddha Yoga strengthens the immune system. The Kundalini acts as a protective shield of the immune system and wards off the onslaught or recurrence of any disease. Impact of Kundalini awakening. The Kundalini makes the practitioner perform kriyas that are specific to his needs. With this cleaning, the practitioner is cured of all kinds of chronic and even terminal disease such as HIV, AIDS, cancer, arthritis, etc. and genetic disorder like hemophilia. Mental application too are completely cured and stress is completely relieved. Cling, Krishna, cling, 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 cling, Krishna, cling.
This is the divine mantra in Gurudev's voice. So please follow the basic information about Guru Siyag Siddha Yoga in English session. As I told, you can follow this. And if you have any question, you can put a comment. And about this book, I have given the link in the description. You can download this book in English and Hindi, and you can read it your own also. So we will meet tomorrow around 8:30, 8:45 Indian time. Till then, to all of you, Jai Shri Gurudev, Jai Shri Dada Gurudev.